welcome back to My Way. Now let's take a trip to Fitzroy Island, just off the coast of Cairns, where we meet Asri, the master reef guide who's always had a strong passion for saving lives. But the day he swam with the sea turtle, his big picture on how to save lives changed.
When I first came here in 2016, when I first encountered one, I still can't forget that feeling. That's the first time I actually came across a sea turtle while I was snorkeling. Seeing a turtle for like 100 times, it still amazed me. It's still a highlight of my day. Think about it, that turtle is 1 in 1,000 of the hatchlings that actually made it. So they are very, very special in their own ways. Hi, my name's Asri and welcome to Fitzroy Island.
Being a master reef guide is a vital role for the protection and promotion of the Great Barrier Reef. It's a pursuit that Asri lives and breathes, and he wants to share it with everyone who visits Fitzroy Island.
Welcome to the island, guys. I love interacting with our guests. Now you're on stable land. All right, just sit straight up here if you go into the resort. Hopefully. And I come to Fitzroy Island knowing that I have to do a turtle tours and then meet new people, all right, and talk with them about God. It just keeps me going. Pretty beautiful day today, and have you got any questions in regards to the island that you want to see?
I'm really keen on what birds I might see as we wander around the island.
Oh, that's actually one of the
best
best keeps me going, especially knowing that you can change someone's perspective just by visiting a tender, changing their habits to make it a better world for the turtles and even for the reef.
Asri spent his youth living between South Australia and Singapore, where his parents are from. Before studying marine biology, he had a completely different career as a combat medic for the Singapore Armed Forces.
Very interesting part of my life. It's an eye-opener, I have to say. I wanted to help, all right? But unfortunately, it's a bit hard, especially when you go rescue missions. The hardest thing is obviously seeing casualty which you can't save, and obviously that's something that's scarred me for a bit. In me, I still want to save something, and I decided, all right, I want to save the marine life instead. Then we actually monitoring the nest, we actually managed to rescue her. And
after studying marine biology in Adelaide, Asri found his perfect job on sunny Fitzroy Island.
So pretty much I breathe and live here on Fitzroy Island. I'll have to say I wake up early almost every morning to go for a bit of a cheeky snorkel. Right in the morning, it's usually one of the best times. No one is in the water, it's pretty calm. Even occasionally, I'm a keen diver, so occasionally I'll grab my torchlight with me. I even go for a night snorkel. Fitzroy Island is a foraging ground for the sea turtles. Whenever I tell my guests, all right, sometimes that we do a bit of a snorkel tour, whenever I tell my guests, 80% of the time, you'll see a turtle. No matter what the situation still arise, they're always calm. They tend to move at their own pace, all right, which is great. I think, I wish to replicate that, taking life into not as stressful as what we went through, but into a much more calming way of how we see life. And that's even seeing them, even seeing how the way they move just makes you feel so calm.
Helping these beautiful creatures is what Asri does best. Returning them to the sea healthy is the goal, but it also comes with sadness.
I have to say it's bittersweet. You spend a lot of time with the turtles and knowing you're not going to see them ever again. All right, so it's sad seeing them go, but of course I think it's great as well. I'm happy as well that they are back where they belong, right? These turtles belong in the ocean. The more I learned about the functions that the reef have, I think it's become crucial to even our well-being. I think the best way to save us all and each other is to take care of nature. I'm actually actively involved with a non-profit called Reef Restoration Foundation. I lead the program here on Fitzroy Island. So what the Reef Restoration Foundation do is they actually try to assist the recovery of the Great Barrier Reef by growing corals on tree nursery. 30 coral nurseries, we call them coral trees, which hangs off right over there. All right, so it's approximately around 100 meters into the ocean. It will hold a special spot in my heart, always Fitzroy Island. Without Fitzroy Island Resort giving me an opportunity, I wouldn't have a chance to work with Cairns Rehab Centre. I wouldn't have a chance to be involved in the research with reef restoration. So obviously they have a soft spot in my heart. I hope this continued and also other places will try to take similar approach. I hope this will be a trend for tourism operator in the future. So not only did they focus on the tourism aspects of it, but also to, I like to say, be custodians of the reef and helping preserve the nature that they are operating at. If we save the nature will take care of us.
If you'd like to head out to the reef or go snorkeling with Asri and his turtles, or visit stunning Fitzroy Island, head to their website for more details. Welcome back to My Way. Now, have you ever dreamed of an island getaway and thought, well, you've got to go overseas to get it? Well, right here in your backyard on the Capricorn coast, there's a small island in pristine condition waiting for you to visit.
Hello, welcome to Great Keppel.
Hello.
Lovely day for it, isn't it? Look at that. Clear water, snorkeling, it's all going on today. Have you been here before? This is probably the most beautiful island on the Great Barrier Reef. There you go. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? Don't all rush now. I'm Jeff and this is my adventure.
Growing up in Tassie, you could probably say that Jeff was born for island living, and at the age of 25, he jumped on a plane and headed north. And that's where his 42-year adventure on Great Keppel Island began.
I remember walking off the plane and going, warm air, and I didn't need a visa or a passport. Why didn't someone tell me? You know, like I'd been robbed for 25 years.
Jeff drove a tourist bus for 18 to 30-year-old partygoers where he got to experience the best the Queensland coast had to offer. And as soon as he stepped foot on Keppel, he knew he was home.
Wow, this was made for me, this place. I still swim quite a bit, but I used to swim kilometres and kilometres every day, and paddle kayaks and racing skis and things like that. I got to know the people that owned Waprabara Haven. I used to keep saying, you guys should build a village here. This could really work. And they said, well, you do it. And I said, oh, no, I'm going surfing. You know. So a few years passed, and in 1984 I started to build it. Building that village for me was important because my brothers were carpenters. My father ran a tech college where they trained carpenters, and I couldn't bang in a nail. I did hospitality. The day it opened was the day it was full.
Then in 1998, a new adventure for Jeff was calling. Not only did he get married, but together with his wife, they took over what is now known as the Great Keppel Island Holiday Village. Although it was pretty run down, they saw huge potential.
Diana and I came here and started fixing this. She must have trusted me because I didn't have a cracker and she put her money into it, so she's the reason it happened. You know, we built these decks, all of this timber, everything you see here came over on the tinny. We've made a space where people actually have gone on holidays but feel at home. So snorkeling gear, bushwalking, kitchen the other side, dining table. Home can be your actual physical home, but home can be a pretty cosmic place in here too. We source our groundwater, we treat it to wash in it, we source our rainwater, we treat it, we drink it, we bring all our own freight over, we generate our own power, we're completely solar, full on environmental. This is a commercial, by the way. Come to Keppel. It's organic, man. You can even get a bit of breakfast, lunch or dinner on the way to your tent if you want. I heard they were good for you. We'll find out in half an hour. In this small environment, we take 26 guests here. So invariably, if you stay 4 or 5 days, you do get to know everybody. They better book in.
Oh, I'll tell her.
Well, particularly she loves Dolphin Cottage,
yes,
which we couldn't get you into.
Yes.
I love the people aspect of making them just feel relaxed. And people, I get the same people back 2-3 times a year. They come for 5 days, next year it's 7, the next year it's 10. I've seen kids come from 2-year-old to 15-year-old, 17-year-old, seen them grow up. And to remember all their names when they come back, it's just hundreds of people. There's just so much information in here, you know.
Over the 42 years of living on the island, Jeff has explored just about every inch, and a few places have really struck a chord with him.
Yeah, so this is Long Beach. This is the pick of the beaches, I believe, on the island. And there's a few humans here today, actually, a couple of kayakers up there and another vehicle, which that's rare. You can come down here and have it all to yourself. Mount Wyndham would be the pick of it for me in terms of going inland. In terms of snorkeling, I'd go to Passage Rocks directly out the front. The colour's great. beautiful area, and I take guests there in my tinny occasionally.
I enjoy that. But I get a buzz out of them enjoying it. That's still true for me, even after all these years.
I'm trying to provide a product for people that, in that funny old cliche, who want to come along and find themselves, you know. And I truly believe this island shines a light on each of us individually when you come here.
If you're looking for an island getaway, why not head over to Great Keppel Island and say good day to Jeff yourself.